welcome in, and we have the two combatants joining me. Dave Leduc, considered the greatest non-Burmese left weight fighter of all time, as well as Cyrus Washington. These two gentlemen have met before. And guys, when I looked into this, and a lot of my buddies that are MMA fans, first of all, they want to know how you would get into the art of nine limbs. Dave, we'll start with you, kind of how you got into this and this brand of fighting in particular.
I always had an issue with authority, and I always liked to be different and not fit in a mold. And I felt when my coach showed me Litway, it appealed to the black sheep mentality that I had to. So I said I want to do that one day, and the rest is history.
Kind of fell in love with it, huh?
Yeah.
Cyrus, same question to you. How did it come about for you to get into it, whether what your fighting background was or what first got you involved?
I had always done martial arts my entire life as a little boy. It's kind of natural progression to become a professional fighter. I got into Litway in 2010. A friend of mine was doing a fight in Burma, and he knew the organizers from Thailand that were taking fighters from Thailand to Burma to fight. And I told him, hey, yeah, I'll do it. And that was it.
There you go. Guys, listen, I know there's some animosity. You're getting ready to compete against each other, but I would like to say, first of all, any guys that get in and do this kind of competition, my hat's off to you. With that said, Dave, I know you guys have fought before. You felt like you won it or dominated the fight. It went to a draw, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
What were your thoughts on that first fight? How long ago was that?
It was 2017, so only 3 years ago. And like I said in an interview, as you know, a lot of Muay Thai fighters, like name it, whoever's mainstream right now, like Bukaw or Sanchai, they have like 300 fights, and most of their wins is by decision. And the thing in Litway is that even though if you dominate a fight, it still can go to a draw, which it's a love-hate relationship with that, because I appreciate the traditions. I appreciate the Burmese people. They love to see a fight. They don't care about the outcome. Technically, just want to see a good fight, a good war with blood. But I didn't feel. I don't feel like I know that in any rule set it was a pure 10-8 or whatever you want to score. I won the fight. It's just that that's why this fight makes a lot of sense. Cyrus is a great fighter. He deserves a rematch, and it's happening. And I want to also redeem myself as well, because I was a young champion at the time, and I did a lot of mistakes. So I'm excited for this fight.
Cyrus, from your vantage point, I guess obviously when you have a draw and if you're a competitor, you want a rematch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rematch.
Anything, when you go into this, does it make a difference that you're a couple of years old, or 2 years have passed or so since you fought 2 or 3 years and ready to go back into it?
It's more mental than anything. As long as the mind is willing to do it, the body will follow. Just give it time, and the body will catch up. I'm in good shape. I'm ready to go.
Let me ask you guys both this, and Dave, we'll start with you. The adrenaline that you get, the adrenaline rush from getting in the ring, I hear it from a lot of my MMA buddy fighters that they love that aspect of it. And obviously this is dangerous what you do. Is it elevated because of the way you guys fight? It's the art of nine limbs and that you can headbutt?
I feel like, the good question. I feel like if somebody is not afraid going to a professional fight, whatever it is, he's not in the right place. So it's normal to have fear, especially, you have a trained martial artist, high level guys training to beat you, to hurt you, that's it's perfectly normal to have adrenaline pumping to your veins and be to fear any outcome. So I don't shy away from this. I embrace that fear. It's like it's like going to, I don't know if you ever did bungee jumping or skydiving, but yeah, your body's telling you not to go. It's against human nature. Don't jump. You're going to fucking die. So this is the same thing for fighting. Like, don't go. Your body's like, why are you doing this? Why you're willingly going into a cage or ring to do this? Well, because it makes us feel alive and it makes us feel good. And I have a lot of childhood traumas, I think. I like that, but yeah, I'm embracing that. I'm embracing those emotions for sure.
Cyrus, for you, is it something when you get in there? Obviously, you've got to be aware every second of a fight like this when you're basically going in, no pads at all, in the art of Lethwei to really give of yourself. And it's almost, I've almost heard it described by some MMA fighters as a drug.
There's definitely, I guess, a high. Everything's on the line, and if you want to win, you got to put everything on the line. No risk, no reward. I definitely love it for that aspect, and just the aspect of it being a martial art, and I get to express myself as a martial artist in that way, kind of like just completely free. There's there's nothing really stopping you as far as like the rule set. You know what I mean? So yeah, right. I like it for that aspect. Yes.
Absolutely, Dave. When you look at this and you've seen Lethwei fights in Myanmar and all that, to be able to bring it to North America, and I know you promoted our fight that we had last time, our first Lethwei fight. This will be for the Sparta Lethwei World Championship here, and the ability to do that in North America and a state like Wyoming where they allow bare knuckle fights. Yeah.
Well, first off, like hats off to the commission and the commissioner to make that happen. It's impressive. Like I'm very, very grateful that they're loose in their mentality, because in Canada where I'm born, there's no way it's going to be legalized for a long time, if ever. So I'm very, very. I've never been to Wyoming, and there's not much here, but people are very nice. It's just I'm impressed that they made it happen. It's such a long shot. It's 2,000-year-old sport to make it on U.S. soil. And I knew that America was a massive market. It's a massive market for everything, and it's a trendsetter for everything. So I think it's a massive leap to make it happen on U.S. soil. I think it's the beginning of something crazy and something very very big for the sport. And I wouldn't think of a better matchup for USA. Cyrus is from USA, and I did a lot of seminars in America, so people are excited. I did 2 American tours, and I've been pretty much in all the states. And people were asking, when are you going to go fight in the States? When are you going to fight? Well, it's happening right now. People are going to tune in Saturday, and I'm really happy, excited for what's going to happen afterwards as well. Like there's an amateur championship happening in Poland next year, with like national teams from many countries. Like America is building a team, Canada, like everywhere they're having a national Lethwei team. So very happy, and it's going to go down in the history books, this fight.
And Cyrus, I mean, you are going to be part of history. The fact that you're able to do it in the United States, did you ever think that was going to be a possibility?
I mean, it's a slim possibility. I'm happy that it is happening, and I'm happy to be a part of it for sure. But yeah, I wasn't really sure if it would happen or not in my lifetime either.
I mean, because I think, guys, and Dave, we'll go back to you. When you look at this, you look at the coronavirus on it, how everybody was kind of locked up and locked in. The one thing that happened was Dana White was able to get combat sports going. Yeah. I think there's a lot of new people that are into combat sports, and this is just another level for them. What do you think fans should get out of this and appreciate about this art? Because it is an art form.
Yeah, it is. And when I was on Joe Rogan, we spoke about having headbutts, and he's a big proponent of having headbutts back into MMA. A lot of early UFCs had headbutts, and there was no gloves. So I know for a fact that Lethwei will not change for anybody. They don't care. They're not going to soften up the rules or put gloves on or remove headbutts just to make people happy for mainstream. Like, if Lethwei stays that badass, market for people that want the real deal, well, so be it. So yeah, I think it's exciting for like all the fight fans are excited. It doesn't matter if they train Muay Thai, MMA, kickboxing, Taekwondo. They're all happy to it's the last Litway is the last pillar of martial art that allows headbutts. So we can be proud to be, Sparta can be proud, fighters can be proud to put in that like in action.
Cyrus, when you look at it, I mean, it is something I think that when people look at this for the first time, they're going to be looking at different things. What do you think fans should appreciate about this style of fighting?
I mean, everything from there being no gloves, the headbutts. I mean everything about Litway. The fact that the extra element of headbutts and no gloves kind of separates it from Muay Thai, because most people think it is Muay Thai and it's slightly different, more than slightly different. And even the rules say if there's a knockdown or a knockout, you get a 2-minute break or 5-minute break rather. Things like that, I think people can definitely or should appreciate that for sure.
I think it's when people put their fight, their reputation on the line. And Dave, that goes back to you. You're considered one of the greatest, or not the greatest, non-Burmese fighter. How important is that to you to keep that title at this point in time?
It's everything. It's not easy to go champion, but it's even harder to keep it. I get challengers all the fucking time, and it's like war. So everything is on the line for me. I know Cyrus wants status. He wants everything that comes with it as well. Income, everything. So I'm very very ready, and I know he's ready. I want to fight him at his best, and I want to give a great show to the fan on Saturday.
Cyrus, you're the older of the two fighters, and when I look at it, you look at professional sports across the board, and usually when you get to be 35, 36, you see a decline. But yet in fighting, there's so much more experience that you can draw upon because you've been in the cage, you've been in the ring, and older fighters sometimes have that little bit of extra knowledge, and you see older guys that are competing for championships. I mean, you look at it in the MMA, it's certainly that way. Is that something that's kept you young, kept you the kind of shape you're in?
Yeah, that, and just taking care of myself, eating right. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, things like that, live a pretty clean lifestyle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I mean, listen, everybody say, yeah, geez, these guys must be nuts to do this, but at the same time, in every other aspect of your guy's life, you live it clean, which is the way you need to do it. Dave, Jeff Cisneros, he is the CEO of Sparta Combat, and the ability for him to put this fight together and get it on the traction and get ground going. And I know you were a big proponent of the last fight we had when LT Nelson was fighting. What were your thoughts on Jeff going outside the box and doing these different things that Sparta Combat League does?
Well, like I said, I think he's a pioneer. Briefly had a chat with him, and I told him that the fact that he made it happen in America for the first time is unbelievable. To answer your question earlier that you asked, Cyrus, I didn't think of my living. I don't know, in my lifetime, I didn't think I was going to see it in America because of rules and everything. So. Like I said, I think it's gonna change a lot of things. It's gonna shuffle a lot of cards. A lot of states are gonna want to have this when they're gonna see the numbers that Litway, the first ever Litway pay-per-view, is gonna pull. It's gonna hit a lot of people and like, holy shit, okay, it's happening.
You just led me into the perfect question for Cyrus, and that is, this could be the largest pay-per-view non-MMA, non-boxing event in the United States, and that's got to be cool for you guys to be a part of. And Cyrus, that's a cool thing to have happen.
Yeah, it is very cool. It's very cool.
When you look at that, when you guys go into training and everything, though, you go into this, and one of the questions I get is, with the headbutts and with the style of fighting you guys have, what goes into training that's able to keep you guys as safe as possible, yet get you ready, that fine line?
I'll take this one. I think I'm a big proponent of longevity. Like, people think that if you train Litway with no gloves, sometimes you see memes you think you're gonna hit your head on the concrete or something. Well, it's definitely not like that. You don't get paid in training, so you want to keep injury free and let it for the fight. So yeah, the way you train is to keep the reflex there, to see the openings, because a lot of times when they fight Muay Thai, a lot of guys they just hold the arms and they don't see that there's a lot of openings. So definitely changes. It's a different culture, completely different. The fact that there's no glove and no scoring system makes less kicks or more hands, or it depends. It changes the entire complete mentality of the fight. So you can tell right away when you compare two fights, like, okay, that's a lightweight fight, because everything goes.
Cyrus, how about you, for being in America where it's probably not as popular as it is for Dave to be able to find a training partner? How are you able to do that?
Yeah, you train smart, man. You don't want to go too crazy. I mean, again, no risk, no reward. So you got to push yourself. You know what I mean? You got to redline yourself some days. But also you got to focus on recovery just the same, man. I mean, you push yourself hard. You got to kind of, I guess, recover hard as well, where you're doing ice baths and massage, sauna, things like that, But definitely play it safe, man. You don't need to be doing anything too crazy, jumping over cars or pushing cars and stuff like that. It's just not smart, man. But yeah, you got to push yourself, though, for sure.
All right. Final question I have for you guys. Dave, for you, you will win how? You will win why?
Because I'm hungry, and because I wanted the most. And I'm not going to say how. We can talk all we want. We have to everything's going to happen Saturday. Everything's going to happen. I hate talking for this, and we're going to let our body flow and may the best man win. But I can say to Cyrus, it's not too late for you to, I know your flight is tomorrow. You don't have to take it, man. Like, it's going to be a rough night for you.
Cyrus, response.
And for him to beat me, he's got to kill me, and he's not prepared to kill me. He can't kill me. If 2 bullets couldn't do it, he can't do it, So
you ever see my elbows, man? They're way sharper than your bullets.
Okay.
And hey, listen, there's been a little bit of talk beforehand. I mean, you're called the king of Lethway, and I think there was Cyrus, I think you tossed out a popper reference. Just kind of gamesmanship, or where your mind's at?
What's that?
Just kind of gamesmanship, or kind of where your mind's at with it, with the popper comment, just playing with it.
Yeah, Cyrus.
For me, I'm not big on like the circus act type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Saturday will be here. We'll compete, and it'll be what it'll be. I'll go out. I'll give my 110%, my heart, my all, my soul, my spirit, and leave it at that.
Guys, I'll say this. Go ahead, Dave. One more time.
You ready, Cyrus? You ready?
Well, I think you guys are ready. Listen, my hat's off to both of you. I'll be calling the action. I can't wait to do it. Listen, two great athletes competing in this art. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm telling him he doesn't have to come to Cheyenne. Like, if he doesn't know, I'm waiting for him right here. It's not too late.
Last time to, I guess, not get on the plane. So if you get on the plane, we're going to have this fight. Cyrus, safe travels. Dave, I will see you up in Cheyenne coming up. Looking forward to it. It should be an outstanding event. Very proud to be calling this fight in North America, and very proud to be calling the fight with you two.
I'm nothing to win, huh, Cyrus? I have way more tools than him.
Too many, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You can't even talk. Tell Michael to the last minute preparation. You need it.
All right, guys, we will see you on Saturday night in Cheyenne, Wyoming. It'll be a great one, a good pay-per-view on Sparta Combat League.